You can go central intake and put a tent up here and they can put you in.
But they wouldn't let me in because they're trying to keep the media
No
away.
no cameras
Yeah,
are
no
allowed in there.
cameras. Yeah.
And they don't want you to see the conditions of it. I'm telling you, I told them, because the wall paper was just hanging, so I lifted it up and it's all black mold underneath it. I was like, oh my
They're
god.
getting funding from the government to
I
look
have
after.
plus Homes First, I believe it was $63 million from the Toronto government to put fentanyl dealers, pimps, and human traffickers in jail. But they're not doing it. They're not investigating anything. You can see who's selling drugs. There's lineups at their door. And nobody's doing nothing. The cops are sitting downstairs talking about their weekend and what they want to do for a holiday. You know, and the only time that I've heard about is the police coming up to a room is if they hear that like if 911 gets called.
Yeah.
Or if the neighbors start calling because of a domestic or a fight in the room and then they come up. But they don't always come up. And that's just a new thing. That's only in the last couple of weeks since Heather was murdered.
Heather, what happened with Heather?
Heather's the one that I told you she got stabbed to death after they studied her.
No, I thought it was a guy.
No, a woman.
No, Colombia.
A guy.
You told me
about Colombia died yesterday.
Yeah, you did tell me about Heather.
Heather is, the one that I said she lived where I lived and her kids are grown up and she smoked crack. And they took her in a room that she was at and told her it was crack, but it was fentanyl, and then they stabbed her to death.
After she took the fentanyl.
Yeah.
So she wasn't mentally there when they did that.
There's no reason. I just didn't get it.
And then when they did that, has anybody found?
They looked for the people that were responsible, and then they put some people in jail, but it took a long time. And then from what I know, a couple of them are already back outside, and they murdered somebody. It's not like they were like, ooh, it's an accident, because you picked up the wrong pipe. But they
stabbed
somebody
to
death.
Stabbed.
A lot of people have been stabbed and killed in there, and hot shotting is the biggest thing in the world. It happens all over. Every small ghetto-ish community or anywhere there's a large drug culture, people are killing each other. All over Canada, all over America.
Yeah, that's so sad.
The part is somebody said to me, a human life is only worth $20, so that's what a pint of fentanyl costs. It costs $20 to kill somebody. Anybody could do that. That's a scary reality. That's like I said, it's chemical warfare.
And they're not being investigated. These deaths are not being investigated.
No, from what I heard, unless your parents or your family pushes it, they don't even do autopsies on our body. We're just written down as Jane and John Doe, fentanyl overdose, even if it's just not a fentanyl overdose.
Jane and John, because you have no ID.
So. That's right. So that's what it is. Because everybody, you're with people who want drugs all the time, so they steal everything you have. Like when my door's open, first I worry and think somebody could have raped me because sexual offenders don't come back to big, huge houses and wonderful things when the whole world knows that they're rapists or pedophiles.
Yeah.
They're in there. And the staff's leaving the door open. So I think about that. Every time I'm taking a shower, I feel scared and vulnerable.
So, isn't it not separate to, where the women are and where the men are? Everyone's
all together. No separation at all.
So what about the shower and that? Is it still?
Well, it's a hotel room, so everybody has their own room, right?
Oh, okay.
But at a lot of places, like 58 Yonge Street, which is also run by Homes First, they had a bathroom that all the guys were smoking drugs and doing fentanyl. The stalls, okay, ready? There's 4 of them. One had no toilet, just a hole in the floor. The 2 end ones had no doors, and then one had a door with no lock. And I'm supposed to go in there in the middle of the night with a bunch of guys getting high.
So they're in the women one.
They're all together, and it's destroyed. It's like it looks like the scariest bathroom ever. And how do I feel comfortable if I gotta pull my pants out in front of a bunch of men? Right?
Yeah, of course.
Come on, man.
Logical, yeah.
And then when you're sleeping with everybody. So you don't know who's sleeping beside you.
Exactly.
You have no idea what type of person they are.
Yeah,
it's scary.
Scary. So what's your plan? What's your end goal? For them to give you a place to stay and
Well, I gotta do a lot of stuff because I have to do a lot of stuff with my doctor for ODST.
Yeah.
And then I get my ID back, and then I have to. They just started a new subsidy program where they top up rent, and you have to apply for it every year because the cost of living here is crazy.
That's what I wanted you to talk about, yeah.
It's too much, and then even the food, even when you're living on your own and you're on ODST or whatever, half the time you're gonna have to go into a food bank. It's gonna take up 3 days of your week easily.
And they're building condos everywhere, which is obviously making it worse for us.
Yeah, because nobody can afford it. They need affordable
Housing, yeah.
Yeah. And like housing that helps people that have more needs. Like people that are so handicapped they can't remember to shower. Or they can't get up and do it themselves.
Or people with disabilities.
I might be there one day because of my rheumatoid arthritis. But right now I can function, it just hurts all the time really bad.
Yeah.
So I'm used to living with pain. But that's the thing, doctors, now it's like they're scared to give any type of painkiller to people because of the opioid epidemic. But then when I go to the hospital and I have something wrong with me, they don't do anything for my pain, they just let you suffer. And because you're an addict, most of the time they do nothing, and then dump you back out on the street. Somebody killed me. I was hot shotted a couple times. And you wake up in a hospital, it's the scariest thing. The first thing you do as a woman is check your vagina. Because you think, God, was I raped? And you don't know how you got there at all. And then the hospitals start shaking you, waking up, and like, get out, it's time to go. Like, they're mean as hell. They put me in a wheelchair, and then security roll me out and dump me out on the sidewalk.
Wow.
I'm like, wow, I'm not even human.
Can you recall what happened that day when you got hot shotted? Do you recall anything or?
Somebody put something in my pipe, and as soon as I inhaled it, the pipe turned purple, and all I thought was, oh fuck. Because I knew. And it felt like a helicopter landing on my head. And I looked at my friends and said, I need help. And he naloxed on me, and I kept naloxing. Like, you have to keep doing it. It only lasts 20 minutes. Yeah. And any of the naloxons, whether it's injectable, like a flu shot intramuscular, or a nasal, they only last 20 minutes.
So you have to keep doing it
You have to keep doing it to fight it, because it starts to creep back in. It feels like a big, heavy, warm blanket on you and it's pushing you down. That's why they call it a down.
Wow.
That's why everybody's like this.
Yeah, that's
and then everybody that's got something a little bit wrong, now everybody's walking all twisted up, man.
Because the body got used to being in that position, yeah.
Yeah, and it deteriorates your muscles. It eats holes for people. That's what I'm saying. Like, everybody's got like big dents in their muscles, like pieces missing, it looks like. It's scary stuff.
Yeah.